Hello, welcome back to Full Stack Developer Tutorial Series. In this video, we will learn about the CRUD program. The CRUD means create, read, update, and delete. So, this is the structure of the project we will create. We have the HibernateUtils. This class will be used for working with the database. Alright, so all the code by using Hibernate will be moved to this. And we also have a repository where we use the util of HibernateUtils to connect to the database and work with the database. And in this repository, we have some function like add the data, read the data, update and delete the data. So that in the main class, we can use those functions to read the data and show them on the console. Okay, so let's go back to the IntelliJ idea. We can reuse the Hello World project in the previous video for working with this tutorial. So we can remove all the code in the app class, because now we will move all the code related to the Hibernate into a separate class named the HibernateUtils. So in the package, in your main package, we create a new package named util, and in this package we create a Java class named HibernateUtils. So we will use this class to create a session, create a Hibernate session, and then using that session to work with the database. So because this is the util, so we will use a pattern for this class. We can use the singleton pattern. So to create a singleton pattern, we need to create a started instance, right? Instance. And for we need to set private for the constructor to prevent the create a new instance from this constructor. And we also need to create a method to get the instance of the HibernateUtils. This method is the started method. HibernateUtils return instance. So we can check if the instance equal null, means that we haven't created a new instance for initial the instance for the instance variable. So if its instance is null, we will create an instance for it. Instance equal new HibernateUtils. Okay, and finally we return that instance. So because we use the singleton pattern, so every time you get the instance, it just return you one instance in the whole the whole time we run the program. Alright, now we create some method to create the configuration. Before that, we will define some variable that using in the HibernateUtils. Yeah, we need to create the configuration, right? Configuration of the Hibernate configuration. We also need to create a session factory. All right, session factory, and we create a method named config. This method will set up the config from the configuration file. We will initialize the configuration variable, new configuration, and in here we also call the config and set the Hibernate file for this configuration to read. And we don't forget to add entity for this configuration. We add annotation class for the user class, like this. And yeah, we need to create a session factory, right? Build the session factory. It's very similar with the previous one, but in here we need to check if the session factory equal null or the session factories is closed. Then we will create it. We will initialize it. So why we need to check it? Check null first because in the first time we use the HibernateUtils class, the session factory variables is null. So we need to initialize it first, and then sometime we lose the connection, right? We lose the connection or we close the connection very soon. So when we need to use the session factory again, it can be closed it before, so we need to check it whether it's closed. If it is closed, we need to re-initialize the session factory again. So session factory equal okay, before that we need to use the service registry equal new standard service registry builder, and call the apply setting, and in here we will use the configuration, right? Configuration get properties and call the build, and then initialize the session factory by using configuration build the session factory using the service registry, and finally return the session factory. Alright, and yeah, when you create the instance of the HibernateUtils, you need to call the config first, the config method first, to make sure that the configuration is not null. So when we call this method, we will not get the error null point exception for the configuration in here. Alright, then finally we create this method to get the session of Hibernate. Open session. We will use this method to working with the Hibernate. In here we call the build session factory and return the session factory open section. Very easy, right? Okay, so that's all the thing for the HibernateUtils. We do a lot of things to separate all the related code with the Hibernate for into this class. Then we need to create a repository class, right? We will create a package named repository, and in this package we will create a Java class named UserRepository. This class will have many functions to work with the database related the user table. Okay, and for example, when you have more table like student, for example, you can create student repository like this. So by using this way, we separate the business of many table, many things into separated code. Okay, so we go back to the user repository, and in the repository we need to use the HibernateUtil, right? HibernateUtil to work with the database. And now we will create a function to get all the students. Into a list. Publish list. All the user. Get all users from the user table. And in here we also write session equal none. And now we also call using the try-catch block finally. And if the session not null, we will close the session. This is for safety. Okay, and in the try-catch block we will open a section by using Hibernate equal HibernateUtil. Open the section like this. And as you can see, we didn't initialize the HibernateUtil instead, right? So in the constructor of the user repository, we need to do this. HibernateUtil equal HibernateUtil get instance. Alright, so now the HibernateUtil was initialized before we use the method get all users. Alright, let's try to use this method to print all the user into the console. Let's go back to the app, and now we just use the user repository. And create a list of user equal new repository get own user. Very short, right? Because we separated many things in a smaller one. And after we have the list, we just try to print them, read them out to the console by using the for loop user user in the user list, and in here we just print the user like this. And here we will go back to the user and just modify to create a override the toString method to print the user in our format. Okay, return sorry. Inside this we have the ID and the username. Okay, so now just let's run it to see what happened. Alright, we missed return statement user repository. Yeah, sorry. Because we I'm sorry for this. I missed return the get the user and return it. So let's go back to your repository and create the query user equal query equal session create query from user. So you can see this syntax of SQL is very weird, right? So this is not SQL query. This is the HQL, the Hibernate language query. Okay, we will learn about this in the future of this tutorial. So don't forget, don't worry about this. Yeah, what the hell here? Query. Query user. Yeah, this is, I just import the wrong query. The query from the Hibernate. And finally we return the query list like this. Alright, and go back to the app, run app again. Alright, we have here the result of the function get the list of user. We have here some data from the user table like this. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you like the video, please subscribe the channel and like the video. If you have any question, please comment below. I will answer you. Okay, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.